Alright, welcome back to the channel and another Walking Dead video. Guys, I made a video yesterday theorizing Michonne would die, and I got it all wrong. Let's talk about it. So I made this video yesterday talking about how I was concerned that Michonne might die in the finale. And guys, I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I am sure that Michonne's going to be fine. Before we get into this video, though, I want to stress that this could contain spoilers. I don't know for sure what's going to happen, but I have a pretty good idea. So if you don't want to know, even if, I could be right. So if you don't want to know, click away from this video before we get into it. And I'm going to count down from 3, and then we'll get into it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's talk about why I was so wrong about Michonne and why she's going to be just fine. So today I was watching on AMC Plus. I was watching the Interview with the Vampire. I was kind of rewatching the first season, getting ready for season 2. By the way, I'm going to do the same kind of videos on Interview with the Vampire season 2. But I was watching it, and I was watching on my TV and through the app. And every so often you'll get an ad, and it's for AMC Plus. And I had seen this ad before, but I didn't really pay that much attention to it. But it was an ad for it's more of an ad for AMC Plus, the service. But the footage they're showing is from The Ones Who Live. And there is a shot near the end, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. But before we get to that, we're going to talk a little bit about the scene with Father Gabriel in the opening of episode 5. So that opening scene with Father Gabriel where he kills the walker and he looks up and he's reciting the Lord's Prayer. We hear the helicopter coming in, and we're all thinking, and I think they pushed us to think this. They pushed us to think that this is the CRM coming to destroy Alexandria. And I thought that too. I even made a video talking about that. But I don't think that anymore. I think this is Rick and Michonne coming home. It's in one of those longer helicopters that have the double blades that we saw and when Okafor... No, I guess it's in episode 1 where the consignees are being dropped off to kill the fiery walkers. It's one of those helicopters, I think. They want us to think the worst right here, but I think this is actually going to be the reunion that we've been wanting to see. And I'll tell you why. This is going to be both Rick and Michonne. But first, I want to give a shout out. So yeah, I want to give a shout out to 2 creators in the same do the same stuff that I do, A Different Take and the Walking Dead family. These are 2 guys that I really like, two channels that I really like. We're small channels, and we're just trying to bring the same kind of content to you. And so yeah, I wanted to share them with you, and maybe you can you can check them out, show them some love. But so yeah, I really thought Michonne was going to be done for. And I think they've been leading us to believe this, and I was really scared for her. I'm a big Michonne fan. I love Michonne's character. I love Denai. I think she's so talented. And I was really feeling anxious about it. But like I said, I saw that trailer today, or I guess it's more of a commercial for AMC Plus, but I saw that, and it has footage, and every bit of the footage we've seen except for the final scene, and that's what we're going to take a look at right now. Just look how confident Rick is walking up. That is not someone who just lost the love of his life. Michonne is fine. They are both in that helicopter. That is one of those big helicopters, and I think this could be one of the final scenes. I think this is Rick and Michonne. They have landed at Alexandria or the Commonwealth. I'm not sure which one. It'd make more sense for it to be Alexandria. But they have just returned home together. The helicopter that Gabriel hears in the woods is this large helicopter with the double propellers. That's what I think we're seeing. That's what I think is going to happen. And in the trailer, the commercial, we actually see that this is Rick. He walks up. There's a little bit more footage in that. I tried to get it again, but I could not get that same ad to come back up. I even searched for the ad, and I couldn't find it anywhere. But in the ad, Rick actually takes the helmet off, and we see that it's Rick. I tried to go back and watch it again to make sure that he had the wound above his head, but I couldn't get it. Like I said, I couldn't get it to come back up. I was going to record it and show you that, but I knew that I had seen this part and I think this was the original trailer. Maybe it was one of the early trailers. But yeah, I'm sure. And like I said, Rick does not look distraught. He does not. He looks confident. He's that defiant Rick, and he would not look that way if he had just lost Michonne. Now, does that mean that the finale's not going to be tense? Well, of course it is. They're going to be in a really tough situation, and I think they're going to have to fight their way out. And either one of them could get pretty severely injured, but I think they're both overall. I think they're going to be fine. I think they're both going to get away. Actually, I'm sure of it. Now, I say every theory video, I always say that I could be wrong, but I am so sure that I'm right about this that I'm not even worried about him anymore. I'm not worried about Rick. I'm not worried about Michonne. Whatever happens, I think they're both going to be fine. And yeah, I can't be convinced otherwise right now. I think that probably Gimple and Denai, because she wrote this final episode. I think leading up to it, they want us to think all this, and like I said, it's going to be tense. Do I think characters are going to die? Yeah, I think we're going to see probably Major General Bill. I think he's going to be fine. I do think we're going to get a season 2, and he'll be the big bad in it. But I think we're going to see Thorne die. I really do. Now, before leading up to this, I thought Thorne would probably make it, but now I'm convinced Thorne's gone. Bill's fine. He could be injured. We do have the shot of Michonne with the sword. How does she get the sword? How does that play out? But I think I do. I think they're going to be fine. Maybe Thorne switched sides and she helps Rick and Michonne, and she sacrifices herself to help them both get away because she understands what Rick's fighting for. He's with the love of his life. He was able to get that back. So maybe she helps with that. Maybe that's how Thorne dies. I don't know, but I am convinced that Rick and Michonne are going to be just fine. And we're going to see, I don't know if we're going to see the reunion, but it would make sense because, it's supposed to be really, they said to have your tissues, but I think these tissues are going to be for happy tears. I don't think they're going to be, for sad tears. Now, the ones who live, everybody says, well, how could you kill Rick and Michonne and call it the ones who live? Well, I don't think that title has anything to do with Rick and Michonne. I think it's the people that they're fighting for, and the people they fight for will be the ones who live. But I think, Rick and Michonne are going to be just fine. I just think that was the title the whole time, and I think that's what that meant. Kind of like how, in the main show, Rick said that they were the Walking Dead, and that's kind of interesting because, this is kind of off topic, but Rick kind of was the Walking Dead in this series until Michonne brought him back. But yeah, no, I think they're going to be fine. And why would they bring him back just for him to be sent back to being the Walking Dead? Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this rambling video that I just made. And go check out the small creators that I showed you. Where we put a lot of time into this for you and to bring these videos to you. And it's really just good when you get. I'm not saying support them with money, but it's really good just when we see that someone's watched our video and we get a comment and we see what you think. So, maybe check them out, drop a comment for them, maybe give them a sub if they vibe with you, and let me know in the comments, what do you think about this video? What do you think about this theory? Do you think Rick and Michonne are both going to be fine? Do you think that could be the final shot of the series, or one of the final shots that could be Rick and Michonne coming home that we see where Rick walks up and with the gear on? Because think about that. That's such an epic shot of Rick walking up after everyone thinks he's dead. They thought Michonne was crazy. Maybe the kids are there and they see the brave man walking up, just so tough. And then he takes off the helmet and everyone realizes, hey, it's Rick, So yeah, guys, I think Rick's fine. And as far as like the Carol stuff goes, where she was talking to Daryl, she could just say he's back or Rick's back. Just because she doesn't say Michonne doesn't mean anything. It could have been in the static, or it could have just been that, they knew Michonne was going to be fine. But they didn't know about Rick, because everyone thought he was dead except for Michonne and Daryl. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. I don't know if there will be another video before the finale. I'm going to save my review until after the episode airs because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. And yeah, guys, it has been a wild 6 weeks. Thank you for helping my channel grow, and I'll see you in the next video.